I feel like there's so many of these videos around that it's almost unnecessary to make another one, but it can't hurt, can it? Um, I don't want this to be one of those really cliche, it gets better videos, but I'm here to tell you that it gets better. Even if you feel like it never will, um, I know what it's like. I had a really good childhood. I grew up in Israel and I loved it. I moved to Florida and then a year later, I guess it was just adolescent hormones, but I was just really, really unhappy. And I was crying every day. And someone I know once told me that when it's dark, it's impossible to remember what the light feels like. And I understand that. I understand that when you're unhappy or when you're in a shitty situation, it's really hard to believe that things will change. And when you're in that mentality and your emotions aren't such a high and you, I mean, you feel like you're gonna feel that way forever. And I just want to tell everyone to not lose hope because I thought I'd never be, I thought I'd never be happy. And then in early high school, when I started realizing that I don't like dudes, it was also like, it's extremely hard because I tried to convince myself for years I was that I was straight. And obviously I'm just not. And you can't help that and you can't choose it no matter what people tell you. You can't Yeah, it hurts when people say it's a sin and when people tell you you're going to go to hell and when people tell you that you've chosen this for yourself. But you have to try to I can't say to try to not let it get to you because that would be a really hypocritical thing for me to say because I let everything get to me. But if something like that happens, as I have always tried to do, don't argue with them. Try to calmly and rationally explain yourself. Try to educate them. I had someone once tell me that homosexuality is a choice, and it's a good friend of mine, and I told her that it's not a choice, and I'm standing here telling her this, and why would I choose something that makes everything in life more difficult for me? And she literally said to me that was the weakest argument I could have made. Um, it really just depends on who you're dealing with, and it also just so happened that my parents were really supportive and really good about the whole thing, and I know some people's aren't, and I don't I don't even know I don't really know what to say to make it better because there's nothing I can say to make it better. But just remember that no matter what, and no matter how down you feel, and no matter how much you think things are never going to get better, no matter how alone you feel, there are always people who care about you, and there's always people who love you. And I know that because I'm right here. And even if we've never met, I think you're great. So it gets better. It really does. See, I'm happy. And I never thought that would happen. It happens. You just have to give it time. You really do. And I know that's the hardest thing to do when you feel miserable is to give it time. But please just take my word for it. Trust me. Give it some time. And I'm Addie, just in case you guys need anyone to talk to. I'm right here. I'm a psych major, which is not to say that I suddenly know everything I'm talking about, but it helps. And I am more than willing to listen to anybody who needs to rant or who needs advice or anything like that. And I hope, if anything, this video made even one person smile and that my job would be done. Or I just, I don't want people to lose hope. And so, don't lose hope. And it'll be better. And then you'll be happy. And then it'll all be worth it. And I'm sorry that this ended up being such a weird incoherent rant. I really did not plan this in advance, and so it was not scripted whatsoever. And there you have it, my dorky self talking about things that don't make sense. Moral of the story: don't lose hope. It gets better, and things will be awesome. Okay.